I went in for paper towels and walked away with a $400 grocery cart. Anybody else can relate to that? Today we're unpacking Costco, wholesalers, BJ's, Sam's Club, and really the strategic branding behind those stores and how you can actually save when shopping them. In this season, I really wanted to dive into a lot of branding and psychology, and I figured what better way than to offer a real life tangible tip and trick related to wholesale shopping. If you're like me, you are an avid wholesale shopper. So I actually have memberships to 2 different wholesale locations. We are also big fans of watching YouTube videos like The Deal Guy and sharing different experiences with wholesale shopping. In today's episode, I'm breaking down the wholesale club strategy, how people can save at these stores, and if you're actually saving money on some of the things that you purchase. Let's just dive right into the episode. So this question is going to kind of run through this whole podcast, and that is, do wholesale clubs actually save you money, or do they trick us into buying more? There's a whole psychology about wholesale shopping, right? So the membership fees, it's like you feel like it's worth it to pay it up front, and you also feel like you have to get your money's worth if you do pay for a wholesale membership fee. That being said, you may say, let's run to Costco or BJ's or Sam's Club instead of running to the local grocery store because we already paid for a membership for the year up front. The whole wholesale layout also feels like a no-frills zone. So the stores are strategically set up in a way that makes you feel like you're shopping at a wholesale location in bulk. There's no extra advertising or marketing within the store that really feels like you are shopping there for, I don't know, it's not really like an elaborate shopping experience. It's very cut and dry. It's very like, it seems like the stuff just came right off the truck and was thrown into the store. And I think that also helps to give you that effect where it's like a no frills. You feel like you're saving because there's not all that extra stuff in the way. Also, the bulk packaging, it really helps to look like a value. But is it really? So a lot of times when we go into these stores, we question like, is the membership fee worth it up front? And how can I get my money's worth if I do decide to enroll? There are so many different levels too. So like you can join as an executive member, which we are at Costco, and you can just join as all these different levels. And this auto renew or auto enroll also helps to kind of keep you in that loop and in that buying cycle. So we want to talk about what's worth buying in bulk. So there are some things that you can save money on by purchasing in bulk from these stores. And that includes things with like staples with a long shelf life. So think toilet paper, cleaning supplies, pasta, rice, things that'll really stay available for a while. So these are like your non-perishables. Items that you'll consistently use, you also will save when purchasing in bulk. These things include coffee pods, protein powder, pet food, things like that you would purchase a lot of and you know you're going to get good use out of. And then there's also some things like seasonal big ticket deals. So if you're someone looking to purchase like a giant new big screen TV, patio furniture, maybe furniture for your house, you can get a lot of great deals on those depending on like the seasonality of the year and also depending on, you know, what items you're looking to purchase. I think there's a lot of really good quality items that you can find like that too, like good quality patio furniture or maybe a new fire pit or things like that. And those can end up saving you some money in the long run versus running out to like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. Though you do have to definitely check on those because I feel like sometimes it is more expensive from buying at wholesale, but maybe the quality's better. So it's definitely more of a compare and contrast kind of game. When you're looking at those staples, think about like what you would use every single day. So paper towel rolls, like things like that, you definitely would save money from. And if you're not really concerned with too much of like the ingredients that are in them, you can also stock up on a lot of the wholesale items that are things that you might enjoy, you know, throughout the week. So now that you know there are some things that are worth buying in bulk, we're going to jump to what to skip. Now, there are some things you might want to skip when you're purchasing at Costco or another wholesale location because maybe it won't last as long as the amount that you purchased. So a perishable, if you won't finish it before it goes bad, you could end up losing money on items that you've purchased. Novelty items or just because it's cheap finds. Now, sometimes you could be distracted by a on sale label. So when it says like on sale this day and then it has like the minus the amount and then it has the new total, that really tends to hook people in and get them like excited about something's on sale. I know I am like that and I will try some new ingredients and new items when they're on sale just because they're on sale and it's really hard to pass up a good deal, am I right? So things like that, and if you won't finish them before they go bad or you don't know if you like it or not and then you just buy it because it's on sale, you could end up totally wasting it and not enjoying it. Those also fall into that just because cheap finds, just because it's cheap finds. There are also some trend products that you wouldn't buy outside of the warehouse. Here's an example. We recently just went to BJ's and Alani drinks were on sale, and I've never had them before. I actually ended up really liking them, but they were like $5 off. Would I have purchased those if they weren't on my grocery list? Probably not. But because they were trendy and they were on sale, it really sealed the deal for me, and I ended up going to buy them. Now, would I buy them again? Probably. I thought they were good, but now that I know that they were on sale once, it kind of is like, well, let's wait for the next time that they're on sale. You know what I mean? After we've talked about what to buy, now we've talked about some things you might want to skip. Let's talk about some hacks to maximize savings. So here are a few little tips and tricks that you can do if you're looking to save when you go to the store. You can split memberships with your family. You can share bulk products with someone else if you're not someone that lives in a household with a lot of people. And you can also use the price per unit math. So don't trust that bigger equals cheaper. I do this with pretty much everything when I'm buying it. So I will look at the price per unit, which is often on the price tag, and that can tell you how much you're paying for each specific item within that bulk inventory. And so sometimes when you're buying a bigger purchase, it actually isn't cheaper for you to buy it in bulk at that scale. It just feels like it might be. So you can also use this to compare brands too, like if you're looking to buy like coffee pods and you're not sure if you want to get the Starbucks or the McCafe, or if you want to get, I think it's Newman's Own Organic, you can kind of look through and see the price per unit to see which one really falls within your price range. And next I would say to plan your shopping trips. So as I mentioned, we have the skylight here, which is super helpful for determining like what we actually need at a wholesale location. And we keep that up to date with products as we like run out of them. But I think if you plan your shopping trips, it's helpful because you know exactly what you're going in for. Obviously, there's definitely some wiggle room for things that we see that we're like, wow, that's cool, we should try that. Or recently, Costco had these Dubai chocolate ice cream like sandwiches. They were so good. I will definitely be back for more. Highly recommend those. But also don't wander the aisles hungry and just start to grab things. That is something that I have done in the past too. And that can really help you to maximize your savings when you're shopping in the wholesale location. Now, I want to dive a little bit deeper into when do price drops happen at these wholesale locations. So I think there's a whole plethora of theories as to when is actually the best time to buy from these stores, the different things you can look into for the pricing, like if it ends in a 7 or it ends in an 8. And today I want to break down a few of these markdown schedules and realities, and while there technically is no best fixed day for the markdowns, there's definitely some things that have come up, whether it's from the crazy coupon lady or Reddit, that may work out for you in your favor if you're deciding when to go shopping. So some shoppers suggest that there's a pattern called Markdown Mondays, and this means that there's a weekly drop in prices on Monday. This isn't actually confirmed, it could vary by location, but if you're like, hey, I could go shopping this week and your schedule's kind of open, maybe opt for Monday to see if those markdowns exist. Then we can also talk about the price code. So the price tag codes, there's a lot of theories about this, but right now they say the price ending in 0.97, so 97 cents, is marked down. That's often corporate or manager driven clearance. So they're really looking to get that out. That's from the crazy coupon lady and also from Food and Wine. A price ending in 00 or 88 cents is typically a deep markdown. So this might be a return, a clearance, again, another manager special. And if there's an asterisk on the tag, the item will not be restocked. So this is like a last chance item. It's possibly seasonal. This is probably the best price you're going to get for it. So you might as well buy it if it's something you're really interested. And then if you notice, if the tag is on the bottom right, it indicates when the price tag was last updated. So that date that's on the bottom right is when it was last updated. So if it's been a while, then another markdown may be coming soon. So you might want to hold off on purchasing that item. Also, when you're looking to shop for deals, we can dive into a few things. So Mondays would say like a prime time, but deals that end on Sunday often make way for those new markdowns on Monday. A lot of people tend to do their wholesale shopping on the weekends too, so I feel like they're not going to drop the prices on Saturday and Sunday when the stores are the most busy. They might wait till Monday and see like what inventory hasn't moved. So mornings, especially midweek, are also a great time to shop. So if you're shopping first time in the morning, Tuesday to Thursday is ideal because these new deals are often stocked early. Then around like 11 a.m., the restocking is typically done, the aisles are less crowded, and it's a good time to hit up those sample stations because they are most likely active. Another source has mentioned, this is from House Beautiful, to avoid weekday evenings from 4 to 7 p.m. and weekends because these are typically the busiest times to shop. And while there's no set days or times or really any solid validity to anything that we're just mentioning, I think that it's important to know that the only way to really know when you're going to get the best deals is to actually walk down the aisles and do it yourself. But a 97 cent at the end of the label is actually a corporate buyer markdown, so typically 25% off, and 0 cents is a manager in-store markdown. So that's about usually 50% or more. So that's really how you can tell. So to summarize when to shop, you can shop those new markdowns on Monday mornings. The best time to look for stock and comfort, and maybe the best opportunity for you to go shopping for like a casual shopping experience would be midweek around 11 a.m. If you're looking to get those deepest deals, look for price tags ending in 00, 88 cents and 97 cents, or if they have an asterisk. And then you also want to look at the tag date for clues as to when there might be another potential price drop. It's best to avoid weekdays and in the mornings, and then also it's best to avoid weekends or evenings during the weekdays too. So make Monday your Costco day, especially in the morning. Check the price codes, so 97 cents, $1, or 88 cents. Those are potential bargains for you. Spot the asterisk for last chance items. Read the date on the price tag to anticipate upcoming reductions, and then plan those midweek visits around 11 a.m. if possible for you. So I think there's so many things that you can really look into for strategy with wholesale shopping. And I know this is a little different than typically like our podcast episodes, but I feel like it's really relates to branding and business psychology, and it's all about like if you feel like you're getting your money's worth with wholesale shopping. There's a lot of us wholesale shopping enthusiasts, like the deal guy we love watching on YouTube, and it's really fun to kind of save money, buy things in bulk, try new things, but it can be a money saver if you shop intentionally and if you kind of use these strategies. So I would think of this as like wholesale shopping strategy versus impulse. It's not really about buying more, but it's about buying smart when you're shopping these stores. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of Branding with Bex. If you learned anything, I'd appreciate it if you rated and reviewed. Maybe share this podcast with a friend who's also an avid wholesale shopper themselves. I'll catch up with you all in next week's episode. In the meantime, keep building your brand that sticks.